Good morning, I'm Lana. I'm doing a little video today about how I'm going to compose a larger painting based on some scenes that I'm fond of. This is Panorama Harbor in South Dartmouth, Mass. I have grown up next to Dartmouth my whole life. I've had many friends in the area. I worked over there for all my college years, and it's a scene that just gives me a lot of peace. So I stopped on the side of the road, took a couple of photos, and this is the first photo that I was working with. And then as I looked deeper into my photos after a few little trial paintings, I felt that the scene is going to best capture the mood. And this is a little part where you pull over, and there's a little tiny beach over there, and people hang out and have picnics and get to look at all the beautiful white mass against the horizon. First thing I did was play around with some colors. I have a Daniel Smith set that is a primer set that has a lot of metallics and ground up minerals that create some really nice glistening, which don't translate in video. So I have a cerulean, an ultramarine, some burnt umber, some quinacridone gold, some cadmium yellow, and then later on I went in with some rose madder. I just did some basic sketching with some paint, no composition, just to see where I wanted to break down my composition, the three elements, of sky, sea, and land. The first painting I went in with a Crayola wax pencil and just created really quickly my masts, and I just blocked out some of the boats and hit some textures into the sand and grasses, and then just went ahead and painted and then learned from there like where I felt my sky needed to be adjusted if I went too dark with my water. And I'd say that's my first sketch. Then I went in over here and I just did a gradation of a really dark sky, even though the photo shows a little lighter. Gave it a different moodiness, add some different greens into the water. So this could be like the same composition, however, it's probably closer to a storm. And then I played around a little bit with the grasses, but I didn't really like the way it's set up in there. However, what I did here is I went in with an acrylic pen, a white acrylic pen, to do my masts later. So then I decided to go a little smaller, and I was getting better results. So the sky's a little bluer, a little more of the cerulean, but I went a little gray with this one too. I did some of the burnt umber in the water to give it that darkness, and then went in again and did the mass. But in the foreground, I did some scratching in, and I think that's what my larger painting's going to be about. And then I did another one where the sky almost looks like it's raining a little bit. I do like to see the rain clouds. Doesn't give you that calm feeling, but there's definitely a peace when you see the rain coming in over the horizon and seeing all the masts that were going to weather the storm, and I gave the ocean a little bit of that feeling. And here's the last mini I did, and here we really just simplified and abstracted out the painting. Here I did a little bit of green in the water, and the sky's a little blue. So once I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and challenge myself to a larger painting with what I've learned, I've decided that I'm going to keep the gradation very blue up here. I will put some white wisps, and I will keep this whole area clean, but instead of using a masking pen, I'm going to go ahead and start the paint with masking fluid. And the sea I'm going to keep very simple, but I do like the browns in it that I added, that I'm going to darken it. And in the foreground, I will make it more green and less yellow, less sand. I think the sand took away from it because it made it about a beach picture instead of just a horizon and sailboat picture. And I will use some of these scratching effects that I used in this one to create depth and texture. So that's how I'm going to develop this painting, and hopefully be able to return to me tomorrow and we'll be able to do it together.